Whoa, look at those tires, man.
Woo. It's almost 80 miles per hour.
Already clocking like 50 miles per hour, 55, 57, 60, 63, 64, 55 miles per hour. Crazy! Oh my God!
55 miles per hour is the claim top speed on this electric scooter, and 60 miles, 65 plus miles of range from this 60 volt 33 amp hour lithium ion battery with some 13-inch all-terrain tires with dual 3500 watt motors, giving out a massive 7,000 watts of nominal power. If you ask me, those sound like trappings of a hyper scooter, but we usually know that hyper scooters cost like, I don't know, let's say 3 grand, 4 grand. But this one is coming in at about $1,500. So we want to know, is the FOHOLO F19 the hyper scooter that you actually should spend your money on? Or no, maybe you should go ahead and, spend that 3-4 grand. Or if this one is worth your time or money and it can save you, I don't know, let's say 2 grand, 2.5, and you could actually be satisfied with this one doing 55, I don't know, 60 miles per hour. And getting 65 miles of range. We're gonna find out, we're gonna take it out of the box, we're gonna check it out and see if this one is worth your money. Let go. So this is what it looks like from the top. Whoa, look at them tires, man. Whoa. So it's packed relatively really well. I guess they try to do their best to pack it, but some of the stuff get moved around, but hopefully it survived. It didn't have too much damage on the box. So let's get inside and see what we're working with here. Whoa, look at those tires, man. Massive. This thing is bigger than my hand. All right, so you get this, I guess it's a riding pouch where you could store your stuff. So we get some tools right here. This is a massive display. Get 2 chargers right here, and you also get a phone holder. I already have one of those. All right, boom, there it is. It's about 99% assembled. The only thing left is to just put that seat on. That's what the 1% is. I'm not sure if I'm gonna ride it with or without the seat as yet, but for now, this is the seat post right here.
Right here, we got the handlebars on in the correct position. It's nice, big, beautiful display. This display, to me, I don't know. My phone is about 6.8, 6.9 inches wide, almost as wide, or probably a little bit wider than my smartphone. So that is at least a 6-inch display right here. This thing is an absolute behemoth. It's a giant. It's absolutely built like a tank. Yeah, man, I'm actually really liking everything about it. So as you can see, if you look right here, you see the suspension fork. Got some pneumatic compressions, but you still didn't have any lockout or any rebound on it. But yeah, it is pneumatic. So that should help you when you're riding on some trails. We're definitely gonna test that out. And if you come around the back right here, you can see I have 2 really, really thick springs. And I think you can adjust those from right here. As long as you get the right tool that can get it, you're supposed to be able to adjust that. But look at these massive wheels, man. These wheels are massive. This is my hand. I don't know, I'm probably gonna have to find something else to use so I can actually show the scale of how large these wheels are. And then if you look at the brake calipers and the brake routers, those nice thick disc. Go ahead and fire it up. You see? It's a nice, beautiful color display. Show you everything you need. Right over here, you got nice grip handle. You got this DY island brake. They're okay. They're not great, but they're definitely okay. And they're better than using some mechanical brakes on this powerful machine that can do 55 miles per hour, possibly 60. Got some lights right here. The angel eyes. Then if you look, see all the LED lights on the side. And the tail light, it also doubles as a brake light. I wish the brake light was a little bit brighter, but it should be able to do. But yeah. And then you have turn signals. And it also corresponds right up here, that you know that you're turning. So basically, if you ride it and you forgot that you have your turn signal on, you just look at your display and you can see that. So yeah, got it on both sides. Yeah. Then you got this pretty adequate horn. But yeah. So you have sport mode on and off. You got 1, 2, and 3 mode. And then you got eco mode on and off. And right here you have the throttle. Another one of those grippy handles and the DIY island brakes. So this is what it looks like when you have the seat fully installed. It's already bolted onto the base of the. Then you got this nice thick seat cushion. All you got to do is just assemble it. For me though, I highly doubt I'm gonna ride it with the seat. So just in case you have any doubts or you're wondering, does it have a 33 amp hour 60 volt battery? There you go. Your proof right here. Let you know that it's a 60 volt 33 amp power. That's what it looks like with the controller under there. But I can't see if it's 2 or 1 controller. I mean, if you look at this thing is built like an SUV. Look at the amount of ground clearance you have. That is almost a foot off the ground, the amount of clearance you have with them big, massive 13-inch tires and this big, wide deck. You see. From end to end, it's about 22 inches. And then if you come all the way back on the kick plate, we're looking at about 26 inches. And it's about almost a foot wide. Coming from the deck to the handlebar, we're looking at about 38 inches. And you can go much higher. You can adjust it to as high as you want. So if you're, I don't know, let's say a 6'5" person, you could bring it up as much as you want to get a little bit more leverage, just to get it that much higher, which I think I'm going to adjust it also so I can get it just a little bit higher for my use. All right, so I got this thing propped up and I want to get a no load speed test with all the modes. Right now we're at full on the battery, just about, and we're in speed mode 1. I'll put it in eco mode, and there you go, eco mode engage. We're getting just about 32, 33 miles per hour in eco mode. Speed mode 2. All right, so about the same. So once you're in eco mode, it basically locks it at about 32 miles per hour. So go back in mode 1, take off eco mode off, and then we go back to mode 1, getting about 32, speed mode 2, as you can see right here, speed mode 2, we're getting about 48 miles per hour. Speed mode 3 with eco mode off. We're getting about 62 miles per hour. And then the final boss, we're going to turn on sport mode in speed mode 3. And when it's in sport mode, there you got the D. Woo! It's almost 80 miles per hour. That is absolutely bonkers. Absolutely bonkers. Can you imagine? Wow. absolutely hyper scooter. For sure. No doubt.
So here it is, the FOHOLO F19 out in the wild, and this is by far the biggest, baddest, most powerful electric scooter I've ever rode, and possibly one of the most powerful on the street right now at this price point. This thing is a monster. As you can see, it's almost as tall as I am, and for reference, I'm about 5'11", 6 foot on a good day when I got my shoes on. And this thing is almost catching me at my shoulders right now. So this thing is absolutely humongous. With 7,000 watt nominal, dual motors, ready for a top speed of 55 miles per hour and a range of 65 miles on this battery. I'm absolutely convinced that this thing is a hyper scooter. I don't think you can convince me otherwise. So this fits perfectly in the slot of an hyper scooters, because hyper scooters are known for having really powerful dual motors that can produce speeds exceeding 40-50 miles per hour, which this does really easily without breaking a sweat. As a matter of fact, the first time I took it out for a test ride, I was clocking about 55-60 on the speedometer. However, I am going to be pushing it as far as I can with a verified GPS top speed, so make sure you stick around for that. Hyper scooters are also built with really high quality material, and they're known for being super durable. This thing is built like a tank. Like I say, this is a high performance monster, and it requires a wide open road, and if you put it in confined spaces such as stuck in traffic, trust me, it is going to complain, because I'm talking from experience. You don't want to be stuck in traffic or anything like that trying to hold this brute up too long, because this thing is heavy, almost like a motorcycle, and you're going to feel that weight. But if you give it a wide open road without any obstructions, it is going to reward you with the wind blowing in your face or pressing up against your body, and lots of fun. And that's what this thing is. Once you press that red button, this is absolute fun. Alright, so we're gonna check out and see how easy is this thing to fold down. But like I say, this thing is an absolute tank. So if you live in an apartment, upstairs, anywhere upstairs, this is not it, chief. Definitely don't look at this one unless you have a lift in your apartment building that take you to your exact floor. So all you have to do is just roll it out of the lift straight into your apartment. That's the only way. Otherwise, you can't lift this thing up any flight of stairs, any at all, because this thing is an absolute tank. And because of how large this thing is with these massive tires, you're gonna attract a lot of attention when you're riding around town. So while riding around, it is going to require a lot of confidence, just to ride around town, because it's going to turn a lot of heads. So if you are a little bit shy or bashful about anything at all, and you don't like attention, then this is not it either, because people are going to look, and some of them are going to be bold enough to come over and ask you questions. Because I've got a lot of questions, people just coming over asking me, what is this? What is the name? How fast did it go? And they're just staring, just staring you down. So yeah, if you want a really portable scooter, this is not it. But if you want a really powerful scooter, then this fits the bill absolutely. So once you pull up the little pin right here, and you pull the pin out of the way, boom, you lift it up, and you drop it down. There you go. Boom. You fold it down. Now, I don't know why you need to fold this thing down, because you can't lift it up unless you have some extra hands helping you to probably throw it in the back of a truck or something else, or when you're in your apartment and you want to just tuck it in a corner somewhere. Otherwise, why would you need to fold this thing down? I don't know, but there you go. And then when you're trying to unfold it, you gotta just press the same little latch that you used to lock it down. Push it up with enough force that it can lock in. Then you just put back the pin in place, and there you go. So I'm not sure how much you can see the display, but right now we're in ride mode 1, but I got the eco mode engaged, and this is eco mode. So this is the thing about these scooters. I don't know if I can recommend this scooter for a new, like a total new, never rode a scooter before, because this is dual wheel all the time, and it's almost all power all the time. But it does ride really smoothly in eco mode. This is eco mode right here. As you can see, eco mode gives you about 25 to 28 miles per hour. It depends on the weight of the person. You might get 32 miles per hour. I mean, you might get about 28, 30 miles per hour in eco mode. And then when you take it out of eco mode, you're about the same speed, but it gives you more torque to the wheel. And then when you switch to mode 2, as you can see, you're getting more torque, more power to the wheel. And then mode 3, a lot more power and torque to the wheel. And then once you press turbo, in sport mode, this thing is an absolute different animal. Wow. Woo! Absolutely different kind of beast. Once you press turbo, it doesn't care what you want to do. It is just gonna go. And the thing about eco mode is, what I'm going to show you real quick is, once you got sport mode engaged and you're in ride mode 3, so there I'm in ride mode 3, and as you can see, this thing is giving you everything. Once you press eco mode, that's it. You press eco mode, it is limited. You know, so if you're riding around town and you find yourself in a crowd of people and you're ripping it coming up and you run up on them, you just press eco mode and there you go. It's limited to everything, but once you press it and take it off, it is gonna peel off on you. Just riding, ripping like a mad. If you're considering to get this one, then you probably also look at some other hyper scooters such as the E-Move Roadster or the Dualtron X Limited, which all can do about 65 plus miles per hour, but those cost about $6,000 a piece. Or maybe you're considering something like Cabo GTR or GT Pro or the InMotion RS or something else like that, which all can do about the same top speed. However, those cost about $3,500 to $4,500 respectively, but the F19 coming in at about $1,500 gives you essentially 75 to 85% of all the build quality and performance that those have to offer. I mean, minus some of the other bells and whistles, but yeah, it actually brings in a lot of the performance. It might not be able to do that 65, 70 miles per hour, but it could definitely do 55 plus. You know, depending on a good day, depending on your body weight. I didn't know what to expect before I took this out of the box, but I was totally impressed after the first ride. I mean, drivers in their cars on the road, they can't believe their eyes when I'm keeping up with them in fluid traffic, and I mean, sometimes just blowing right past them, you know, once I put this thing in sports mode.
They call me a god. Call me a god. Call me a god. Call me a god.
Let's go. I'm about to go off like a weapon. Fuel to the top, got a filled up engine. In my thoughts, obsession. I will not stop, no, I'm never second guessing. I got a God complex. Haters love to hate, but I never feel pressed. Got a lot on my plate, but I never get stressed. I'll take all the pressure like I'm acing this test. Tear it up like I'm Jason. I see the world like it's ready for the taking. I see this place like a game I'm playing. Straight to the bank to collect my payments.
If you're looking for a super fast scooter that is about 99% assembled out of the box, then this is it right here. And I'm kind of blown away, specifically because of the price. The performance on this thing is super fast, super stable and safe at high speeds. And I mean, this thing can perform. Let's do a speed test, even though, I mean, the battery's low, but let's go.
There was once a day that I would pray for you. I'd go and misbehave just so you notice too. Second lips down from across the room. Damn, what a hell of a feeling. I feel good, you look great, I like you, I can't wait. A first time, a first date, it's so fun, I'm so late. You sip wine, I drink straight, don't waste time, it's my place. I feel
I can do it 60 right about now. We're doing 60. Not here. Absolutely insane. On half, almost half battery. Tell me you wouldn't love this thing. I mean, my advice to you is respect this beast. Every time you ride out, just make sure you wear a helmet, because you don't want to ride out on this thing doing 55, 60 miles per hour, not wearing a helmet. That would just be absolutely reckless. And I don't know how some people do it. Yeah, you got to protect that noggin, man. Protect that noggin. You only get one. You can buy another scooter, but you can't buy another head. That's just my advice. I really love this thing. I'm absolutely happy that I got it, and it is a beast. It's a performer. But there are a few things that I might have to take off of some points for, and yeah, I don't know. I want to talk about those. So let's go find somewhere where we can actually sit down and talk about the pros and cons of buying the FOHOLO F19. You know, because we're going to spend $1,500–$1,600 on this one, shipped to your house. You gotta know right off the bat, is this a good investment or not? We're gonna talk about some of those pros and cons, so you can, you know, put it in the balance and figure out, are you willing to put up with those trade-offs, or, you know, is there something else that you'd rather spend your money on? So let's go see if we can find somewhere where we can talk about.
So I got a couple of notes. So I know you're gonna spend about $1,500–$1,600 on this thing, shipped. So I got a few notes that I would like for you to consider. It's the same thing that after my testing, I definitely consider, you know, do you need to spend $1,500 on this scooter? So in my test, the speedometer is found to be a little bit inaccurate. It's overestimating the speed a little bit. So, you know, usually if you see it saying like 65, then you could probably knock 5 off of that. So yeah, I think the speedometer is a little bit inaccurate. So that's one of the things that I've noticed that you probably need to consider. It's not a big deal. It didn't change anything. This thing still goes fast, but you know, speedometer is just a little bit inaccurate. Turn signals on the back is really low, and the visibility is not that high. And even the brake light visibility is not that high. Now typically on scooters like this, all of them is the same. It's just that some of them come with a little bigger, the brake light might be a little bit bigger or a little bit brighter. I wish this could be a little bit brighter, and also wish the turn signal was just a little bit higher. So I am gonna be doing some modifications on this one to increase the visibility on the back in terms of the turn signals as well as the brake light. Another thing is there's no turn signals on the front. Now I wish one of these lights could have been used for turn signal, but it's not. So you don't have any turn signals on the front, and the ones on the back, it's a little bit low visibility. So that's one of the things you got to consider. Is it a deal breaker? Nah, absolutely not. One more thing that you got to consider is this have no P settings. From my point of view, you can't access any P settings, and there's no app control or any other controls that you can use to adjust the P settings. So basically, what you have is what you have. But so far, it's almost like they took off the governor and everything, because this thing can rip. It rips down a hill, it rips up a hill with no reserves of any sort. So on the flip side, this does have a lot of positives, and one of those things is it does have exceptional power. 7,000 watt nominal to the motors, 2,500 per motor, and this thing definitely gives you a lot of acceleration. Once you hit that throttle, especially when you put it in sport mode, it definitely rips. This thing can hit some top speeds of about 55 miles per hour from these powerful motors. I'm just saying, at this build quality, the top speed, the powerful motors, I would say it's definitely worth its price at $1,500. And another thing, it's really super stable at top speed. Whenever I rip it and I pin that throttle down, the thing is super stable. No wobble, no shakes, no nothing. In dents in the road, potholes, rolling over rocks, whatever it is, this thing stays stable, stay upright. For that, I am absolutely confident every time I'm riding this thing, because it's super stable at high speed. And the 60 volt, 33 amp hour lithium ion battery provide a lot of power. It gives you a lot of juice, up to 60 plus miles on a charge. Even though at my riding pace, I always ripping it, you won't get 60 or 50 miles. The most you get is probably 35 miles out of this thing at my riding speed. But for somebody who's much lighter than I am, who's probably going to stay in speed mode 2 without turning on turbo, you might get more. But I'm always in turbo, and I'm always in either 3 or 2. Most of the time I'm pinning it in 3. So yeah, it's going to deplete really fast in my riding style, because I like to rip it. There's no way you're going to be on this thing and not want to rip it, especially when you feel all of that power squeeze that throttle. So yeah, I mean, real quick, let's just go over some stuff, because we want to wrap up real quick because it's getting really dark and I need to head home. But yeah, you got some really good hydraulic braking system. It can give you a lot of stopping power, even though I'm probably going to switch it out for some McGreer. But this DY Island braking system, it's really good. After my tests, earlier I was thinking that because it's DY Island, it's probably not good, but after my test, I realized it actually really performs. And you got some really good, I could almost say sophisticated suspension system. It does perform. It actually performs. I'll give you a lot of support in dense bumps, off-road, wherever you're riding. It gives you a lot of support. And that support also comes from those big 13-inch wheels. It can support a lot of weight, 440 pounds, which means if you're a big fat ass like me, you could definitely ride this thing. Or if you're even bigger than I am, you could definitely ride this thing. I think these massive tires also help to protect these routers, so you can jump over curves, and even certain curves that a 10 or 11-inch wheel scooter wouldn't be able to. You can definitely ride these curves with these big ass tires. Yeah, so I mean, if you want one of these, jump on TopRiding.com. They're the exclusive distributor of the FOHOLO F19 and all the FOHOLO series, and that is where you can get the support that you need, just in case. So if you buy it on some other website that is not the authorized distributor, you probably won't get some of the support that you need, you know, especially if there's something wrong with the scooter. So jump on TopRiding.com. I'm gonna leave the link down in the description, and I'm also gonna leave a link where you can get some discounts. You can get some extra money off, because right now this one is on discount right now for about $15.50, and if you use my exclusive discount, you can get some extra dollars off. And I would suggest that if you're going to get this one, go ahead and do that. Take a couple extra dollars off and pick up the FOHOLO F19. I'm gonna ride off into the sunset, but I just wanted to make sure I wrap this video up. It's getting dark, and yeah, I'm all the way out here, as you can see, all by myself, all by my lonesome. I do like it. Actually, I really love it. I love how it performs. I really like this scooter, and if you want one for yourself, check the links in the description. Use my discount code. I'm gonna ride off into the sunset. If you like videos like these, Make sure you click my face to get subscribed and leave a comment down in the comment section. Let me know. I just want to know, what kind of scooters do you like? Do you like the small, more portable scooters, or these massive, giant motorcycle style scooters? Let me know down in the comment section. It's your boy, big up yourself.